I need to tell you something that might make you uncomfortable. The strong Black woman compliment is actually keeping you trapped. Today, I'm going to walk you through exactly how this myth is stealing your joy. Stay with me now because I'm going to tell you exactly what changed everything for me. And if you're ready to glow up without the guilt, hit the subscribe button because this channel is where we stay soft and we still win. I'm gonna ask you a question. How many times have you been told you are so strong when you have shared something painful? How many times have people told you, I don't know how you do it, when you're literally falling apart inside? Being told that you are a strong Black woman is code for saying that you can handle everything, so we do not have to help you. In 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you exactly how this narrative is specifically designed to keep you isolated and stuck. The strong Black woman narrative is literally telling you needing support makes you weak or less valuable, that asking for help is a failure. But here's what I discovered that has changed everything for me. This myth traps us in 3 specific ways. And once you see them, you cannot unsee it. The first trap is that we believe that we have to do everything by ourselves. I used to wear my exhaustion like a badge of honor. Being a single mom, working a full-time job, building a brand, being a family therapist, handling everybody else's emergencies on top of my own, because that's what a good woman does, right? I remember collapsing after a 12+ hour day. Instead of recognizing that I was burnt out, I just was like, it is what it is. This is just my life. I can handle it. Comment down below if you ever told yourself, I can handle it. But here's the thing about trap number 2. It's even more insidious. We're taught that showing emotion makes us weak or it makes us angry. So we swallow our feelings because we don't want to be labeled the crazy, angry Black woman. We smile and then we exclude ourselves and then we break down. I remember I actually had a therapist. I was single and pregnant and I felt like I couldn't feel my emotions. I was going through so much at once at that time. I had a therapist. She happened to be a Black woman and she told me that when my son came, I was not going to be able to cry in front of him and that I'm going to have to isolate myself or wait for him to sleep and then I was allowed to break down. Now, whether you think that's good advice or not, that does show you that even a professional, that is something that is rooted in Black women. I spent years not ever knowing how I was feeling. Anger was never allowed. Sadness is complaining. And joy is selfish. Trap number 3, and this is the worst one. This is the myth that isolates us from other women. We become so focused on being strong that we cannot even connect authentically. We can't even admit that we're struggling. Of course, we can't be vulnerable enough to actually make meaningful connections. For some of us, it causes us to be so freaking surface level, and we wonder why we feel so alone and why we have no friends. Nobody knows what to think about you. I'm gonna tell you exactly when I realized that all of this was destroying my soul. But before I get into that, let's talk about where this all comes from. This is not our fault. Generations, Black women had to be strong to survive. It's why we're all here today, is because of their strength. But what saved our ancestors before is what is suffocating us today. I think the moment that it settled in for me was me starting to notice that I kept on saying something to my son specifically. I kept saying, stop crying, or you don't need to cry. He's a baby. My son is 14 months old. Yes, he does. He needs to release his emotions and he's allowed to release them. And I'm over here telling him not to. That hurts me. That type of mindset is so deeply rooted in me. I have the nerve to tell a baby to not cry. It's a survival strategy in a situation where it's not even necessary. And this is exactly why I created the free Mommy Glow Up Guide to remind myself that I'm more than survival mode. And I'll link it down below. This is when I knew that I had to change. What I discovered next will probably shock you. Let me tell you the myth that is really costing us. The health impact. Our bodies are literally keeping score. Black women are 60% more likely to suffer from stress-related illnesses. We have higher rates of hypertension, heart disease, and chronic stress-related illnesses. We're raising daughters who think that they have to be superhuman. We're in partnerships where we're not even being supported. Imagine having a partner who thinks that you should probably handle it all. The outsiders, your family, who also believes that you guys as a collective are handling it all. Y'all are strong. Well, And then here's what really breaks my heart, right? We're abandoning our dream because we're too busy being strong for everybody else. When's the last time somebody asked you what you wanted? Not what you needed to do, but what you wanted. Here is the beautiful truth that I discovered. Real strength isn't about enduring everything. Real strength is knowing when to say no. Real strength is asking for help and knowing when you need it, because that's another layer. We don't know how to listen to our bodies. We literally have to completely be broken. Here's how to start reclaiming our humanity. Step 1 is to use the phrase, I need support with it, instead of I can handle it. Step 2 is to practice emotional honesty. When somebody asks you, how are you doing? Try to stop defaulting to you're fine and actually try to start saying how you really feel. Even if you get disregarded, that is a very powerful step. Practice doing that. And then step number 3 is to identify where you feel like you are over functioning and actively try to take a step back from that. If you're ready for someone to literally hand you glow up steps, no guesswork, no guilt, I built a done for you guide. It's cheaper than a latte and it helps you form habits with just a couple minutes a day. Being soft doesn't make you weak. Asking for help doesn't make you lazy. Needing rest doesn't make you a failure. It makes you human. Here is your challenge. I want you to identify one way that you've been performing strength instead of living authentically. Share it in the comments below, not because you want to put your emotions out on display, but because when you identify these patterns, we start to break them. If this resonated with you, you are not alone. There are thousands of women learning to be human instead of superheroes. Subscribe if you want more content about breaking these cycles.